Tonight on The Overtime, we will talk about how the NAU women's soccer team went up to Montana and punched their ticket for the first round of the NCAA College Cup. We also get you updated from last weekend's state volleyball tournament. What kind of note did the Eagles, Panthers, and Spartans end their season on? NAU volleyball finishes their season on the road and heads into the Big Sky tournament. What kind of chance do the Lady Jacks have? And college basketball season is finally here for the NAU Lumberjacks. All coming up tonight on The Overtime. Thank you for joining us and welcome to this edition of The Overtime, Northern Arizona's only sports show. I'm your host, Guy Forbis, and we have a packed show for you tonight with a lot of local sports action. And joining me tonight is our sports reporter and my good friend, Austin Davis.
Good to be here, Guy. You know, when it's talking about sports, couldn't miss this for the world. And we have a lot of good news with the sports teams at NAU and around Flagstaff tonight.
Well, then let's get started, Austin. On our first topic of the night, I want to begin by sending a huge shout out to Coach Luciano and the Lady Jacks soccer team as they went up north this past weekend and brought home a Big Sky Conference championship. Now, Austin, what made the Jacks so successful this last weekend, in this last weekend's tournament, and what can we look forward to as the Jacks enter the NCAA tournament?
You know, I have to say it was hard work, determination, and a whole lot of heart. I know that's kind of a cliche, but, you know, for the women's soccer team, it is the truth. I spoke with goalkeeper Natalie Gilbertson after their devastating loss to Eastern Washington on October 19th, and that was a game they really needed to win. She said that it was not a matter of if they will win, but they will win. So they worked hard, and their determination came through, and they pulled out the Big Sky Conference Championship and a chance for an NCAA title. So congratulations to the NAU soccer team.
Looking forward to the tournament. These girls will take on Arizona State this Saturday. NAU faced the Sun Devils in a preseason match earlier this summer, back on August 15th. The Sun Devils took care of the Lumberjacks, beating them by multiple goals, but that matchup is really irrelevant considering how far the Lumberjacks have came since that first exhibition game. You know, the Jacks are on a goal-scoring hot streak and could look to continue this against ASU. One thing to look out for is goalkeeper for the Sun Devils, Chandler Morris, as she comes into the match with an 85% save percentage and 19 career shutouts, which is second all-time for ASU. So I believe this matchup between Morris and our goal scorers Haley Schikner, Sierra Gamble, Adrian Nix, and Tori Brawley will be the key matchup on this Saturday night game. With that being said, we do expect a great matchup between two very high-quality teams. Now let's move along to topic number 2. Our second topic will move us from the field to the hardwood. We'll talk a little high school volleyball one last time this year. NAU soccer wasn't the only team with a huge weekend, as the Flagstaff Eagles, Coconino Panthers, and Northland Prep Spartans all earned a spot in the state tournament and all did very well. Now, Austin, can you tell us what happened this weekend in Prescott?
Well, each high school volleyball team made it, so, you know, that's a big deal for the city of Flagstaff. But the Flag High Eagles made it to the third round of the playoffs, where they fell just a little bit short in a 5-game set to Cactus High School. Now, as for the Coconino Panthers, they lost in the second round to Monument Valley High School, who actually went on to win the high school championship. And finally, the Northland Prep Spartans made it all the way to the semifinals, where they lost to Red Rock High School. And regardless of the finish of each school, they all had outstanding seasons and accomplished a lot. So no matter what, they should be proud of their success.
You know, Austin, I agree that each team does earn a hearty congratulations from all of us here at The Overtime, but as you know, we both went to many of these games this fall, and their final result came as a slight disappointment. The way that they played, you know, all season had us believing that either Flag Coco or NPA would have came back to Flag with a title. So for me, it's a little disappointing that they are coming home empty-handed. But with that being said, they shouldn't be too discouraged by any means. I mean, you got to look at what these seniors have accomplished the past 4 years. It's nothing short of phenomenal. We're going to keep talking volleyball, but we're going to shift over to NAU volleyball. Austin, you and I have covered a lot of NAU volleyball games together, so we both know what this team is capable of. They finish their season up tomorrow at Portland State before they head into the Big Sky tournament on the 20th. Austin, what are your thoughts on this team and their push into the Big Sky playoffs? You know, we both have seen a lot of NAU volleyball, so I see a very talented NAU team. And it seems this team is getting hot right at the just right time. Janae Vanderplug and Sydney Kemper continue dominance at the net. And on a side note, both these girls just earned their 1,000th career kill in the past 2 weeks. So congratulations to them on a great accolade.
I can honestly see this team making a deep push into the Big Sky Conference tournament and winning the Big Sky.
You know, Austin, I agree with you, but at the same time, let's take a step back. Let's slow down. We got to look at the teams they're going to face. You know, North Dakota, Idaho, Idaho State, and Northern Colorado also clinched playoff berths. The Jacks will be looking up to Idaho State. This Bengals team is very good with a 13-1 conference record, so it'll be a tough test for the Jacks if they do eventually run into Idaho State. And that was, for our last topic of the night, is a very exciting one for Hoop fans. I can finally say college basketball is back. Austin, are you as excited as I am?
You know, when college basketball comes back, it's always an exciting time. And with college basketball, it is important to have chemistry and as much experience as possible to make a legitimate push into March.
The guys were picked to place near the top of the conference this year, and I think that's a testament to how well Coach Murphy has brought back the basketball culture to NAU. I mean, Coach Murphy returns last year's leading scorer, assist man, and rebounder. He brings in 6 new players. A couple of them should see significant minutes this season, but most importantly, in my opinion, Coach Murphy improves every single season. Last year, a 12-8 conference record, which was tied for the second best conference record in the Big Sky. Now, Austin, what are your expectations for this year's team?
You know, having the leading scorer, assist man, and rebounder come back is definitely key to the success of this year's team. And those players will have to serve as leaders and mentors for the 6 new players for the years to come, really. That being said, the Jacks look like they're in prime position to take over the conference and make a major push for a Big Sky title.
I couldn't agree more with you, Austin. But that'll do it for us for now. Thank you for joining me. Coming up, the NAU cross-country team is in New Mexico with hopes to race past their regional opponents to the national championship. Our very own Haley Schikner's got the story coming right up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sports reporter Haley Schikner met up with Coach Eric Hines and a few of his top runners before they left for the Mountain Regional Championships in New Mexico. Thanks to Coach Hines, the men's cross country.
All right, guys, I'm out here at Fox Glen Park as the men's cross country team is gearing up to head out to regionals and nationals. I talked with Coach Hines and a few of the runners to see their expectations.
For us, I think it starts back in the summer. I think all of us put in so much work throughout the whole year, and we kind of expect Colorado to be super good, but at the same time, I think we still want to win a national title. It may not look like it on the rankings, but I think in the back of our mind, we think we have the talent. We have 4 guys that are All-American potential. So right now it's just tuning up, getting ready for mountain regions, and just staying sharp. And I think if we put it together on November 22nd, it'll be perfect.
In terms of our men going into it, we need to close up the gap from our number 1 guy to our number 5 guy, but I think we showed that at Big Sky that we're moving that direction.
Futsum Zenislase, who is currently number 1 on the team, talks about his highlight of this season so far.
Well, as a team, it was a conference meet, and we got first place. But for me, it's up in Wisconsin. I was the second guy coming back from last year. I was 4th. No, I was 6th actually. So coming back this year, I got second in that race. So it was a huge race for me.
Really just build a lot of confidence with our team for moving forward. Obviously we want to take that next step at regionals to get to nationals, and we're in a good position to do that. And then at nationals, see how high we can get. We have the personnel to get as high as we want. It's just a matter of showing up on the right day. So.
Sophomore Tyler Byrne discusses the team's cohesive dynamic and how he feels about the team going into nationals.
We came into the season and we all still have the same goal when we get to nationals as a team. So, we have good dynamics going while we're running and, away from the races. So, I think we're in a good place as a team, and we just got to show it now.
The men have had solid wins the past few weeks, and I wish them luck as they head to Albuquerque this weekend for regionals and nationals next weekend. For The Overtime, I'm Haley Schikner.
Thanks to Coach Hines, the men's cross-country team, and reporter Haley Schikner for that interview, and best of luck to the guys and the girls at the Mountain Region Championships. Now coming up next, Jason Friedman has our sports preview. Jason, you got our weekend sports schedule. How's it looking?
Well, that's right. We got a jam-packed weekend coming up, and I got all the details coming up next. Welcome back to the Overtime. I'm Jason Friedman here with your weekend sports. Well, basketball season is upon us, and both men's and women's basketball teams for NAU will be in action this weekend. The men's team is off to Toledo to take on the Rockets in Ohio this Sunday. Tip-off for that game is at 11 o'clock. Live stats and a link to watch this game can be found at NAUathletics.com. The women's team is going to be in action here in Flagstaff on Sunday against Western New Mexico. That game is going to be at 2 o'clock on Sunday. NAU women's volleyball is headed out to Portland this weekend to take on the Portland State Vikings. That game is going to be at 8 p.m. on Saturday with live stats available at NAUathletics.com. The Division II Ice Jacks are headed out on the road this weekend and will take on the University of Arizona Division I team, which handed the Ice Jacks their lone loss on the season so far. This game is in Tucson tonight. Following that game, the Jacks are headed to Tempe to take on the Sun Devils Saturday night. Results for both these games can be found at NAUicejats.com. NAU football looks to extend their 5-game winning streak as they head to North Dakota this Saturday. Kickoff will be at 2 o'clock. Results will be available at NAUathletic.com. And capping off the sports weekend will be the NAU women's soccer team taking on the Arizona State Sun Devils in the first round of the NCAA College Cup. The game kicks off at 7 p.m. at ASU. This game will be live on the Pac-12 network, and as always, live stats and results will be available at NAUathletics.com. Well, that's all we got this week, so make sure to come out and check out your local sports. Back to you, Guy.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for that update. And